Is Lovelace, and I'm in charge of the Abysmo Laboratories.
Hello there gorgeous gamers, and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got our review for Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, a 3-game deal that packages Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, into one updated collection. A quick note before we get hacking and slashing, the review terms stated that we're not allowed to upload any footage of the first 2 games without the Day 1 update installed, because without it, there is no gory dismemberment. So most of the footage you're going to see is from Ninja Gaiden 3, and some non-combat moments from 1 and 2, but the review will cover all 3 games. Right, let's get on with it. It's been a long time since I've played a Ninja Gaiden game, and thinking about it, it was Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus on the PS Vita that last had me chopping and hopping as Master Ninja Ryu Hayabusa. But it wasn't the first time. In fact, I played the very first game many years ago on the original Xbox as a spotty teenager. That's how far back these games go. The original released in 2004, which is a disgusting 17 years ago, and I feel mega old. But I can vaguely remember some uncomfortable moments where my mother looked at the screen at the wrong time. Not because of the wanton violence, but because of the big old boobies. To be fair, it wasn't the worst thing my mum walked in on me doing. That would be Samantha. Good times. So what is all this ninja stuff about then? Well, if you're new to the games and you want to start your mass murdering somewhere, this collection is the best place to do it. You get 3 complete games with well over 50 hours of gameplay between them all, through the story modes and the various other game modes. I'll be straight with you, I've come nowhere near to completing them all as of the time of this review going out, but I've played enough of each one to see that they work, they run great, and they look decent enough, all things considered. They are oldies after all, and the original is pushing for retro status. I will be getting through them though, when I have more time on my hands, because they are ridiculously silly fun. Mostly. Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, is still the weakest of the trio, and I found myself groaning hard at the story, writing and voice acting, though the voice acting in all 3 games is pretty cack. The games follow Master Super Ninja Ryu Hayabusa through a series of ridiculous stories that, in all honesty, I don't really care much for. Who does, really? The reason we play these games is to have a good time slashing down hundreds and thousands of dozy enemies. I've gotten about halfway through each game at this point, and I've definitely cut up a couple thousand hapless henchmen. They had it coming, and I don't feel bad at all. Ludo narrative dissonance, my arse. Ryu is a straight up killer, and no character development is going to make me think otherwise. Come the 3rd game, I just assume that I'm playing as the bad guy because honestly, Ryu is a bit of a dickhead in Ninja Gaiden 3, along with most of the pantomime cast. Something I told myself to never forget during Ninja Gaiden 3 was when one of Ryu's allies says, "I forget sometimes that you're a ninja." How the hell can you forget? It's his defining character trait. It defines him more than his gender. That is the level that Ninja Gaiden 3 is at. It's still shit. Returning ninjas will be instantly familiar with the games, and despite the first and the 3rd game releasing some 8 years apart, there's very little difference in their core play systems, so bouncing around from one to the other is a doddle, and I'm sure those muscle memories will be stirred up again once you're back in Ryu's world. For me, it was a little bit difficult, but I'm putting that down to age. The remastering is somewhat light, I do have to say, so don't go into these games expecting drastic changes. They're still the same games that released, albeit with some tweaks. The biggest visual change is in the resolution. All 3 games play in full HD on base PS4 and up to 4K on PS4 Pro and PS5, and they generally look quite decent, if a little basic by today's standards. But you must remember, these are old games with a bit of clobber on, and I'd argue that's all they really need. The original Ninja Gaiden still plays as well today as it did many years ago, and that's why this series will be re-released again and again until they eventually get a proper remake. Until that time comes, we should all be happy that we can play through these silly power trips on our modern consoles. Even the somewhat crappy 3rd game. And that is the end of this video. Thank you very much for making it to the end. If you did, do us a favour, go on down below, drop a comment, like, subscribe, and give the bell icon a nudge so that you don't miss a video. Go to the info box for our social media channels, website links, and our supporters links, where you can support the team if you can. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye bye.